let's just go ahead and go live while we're here. Let's podcast alongside Joe Giglio. I'm Joe Ovius. It's just past 2:00. It is a Butcher's Market OG live like we do every Thursday. But today we're doing something a little bit different. We are at Simply Crepes, the new location on Oberlin Road, not too far from the Village District. And Joe, this is right out of the gate.
Listen,
right out of the gate, we love this place already. We never want to leave. They're bringing us food and drink.
we got food, but listen, they have sweet stuff. They have coffee. They have beer-flavored beer.
Yes.
What else in my entire life have I ever asked for? This also feels slightly like us telling Rod Brindamore, appreciate your advice about working out more, but we're going to go to Simply Crepes and hang out and have a good time. How's about that? Join us today on Oberlin Road right before you get to Wade Avenue here. So, all right. So Let's
start. You ready? Just want to go after this here. So what do we have here? Are these the espresso martinis that we got? Okay, hold on a second. Let's put that one down so you can hand the microphone here. All right. Oh no!
Give me that one.
It's fine. I can take that one.
Come on down.
All right.
You'll see it. That's us right there.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you can talk. You can
talk. It's all good. So what's your name?
So my name is Vasi.
What's up, man?
How's it going on, guys?
Good.
I hope you guys are gonna enjoy our house espresso martini. It's built with vanilla vodka, coffee liquor, very fresh espresso. Each glass has one shot of espresso, and I don't know what to say.
Do you have a couch for me that I could sleep on?
No, but it's got espresso in it.
I think if I'm going to give you another one, we would not.
No more. Okay.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, that's a good call. Well, vodka, alcohol gets you to sleep. Coffee wakes you up. I think this is the perfect combination.
Okay.
So,
and then it looks like we got some beignets there potentially.
We have beignets. They do come with powdered sugar and also the sweet vanilla cream.
Okay.
Which I think it's a best shareable thing. It's a bestseller in the house too.
Okay.
And yes, if you guys come back to the place, you're gonna probably want to have these as a starter. You can end up with them as a dessert too.
I tell you what, this espresso martini is sneaky because the coffee's really coming through, which I like. I love the espresso.
It's gonna wake you up.
Of course, I love this, but
right.
I can get a little bit of the vodka, but it's not overwhelming, which is good. And that's where it gets dangerous for Joe.
Crazy tasty.
It does, yeah. It does ask for the second one, I know.
No. We won't ask. We're at your mercy today. You guys are going to bring us some great stuff. I told him, don't eat lunch. They're going to take care of us.
I did not eat lunch. Just be ready.
So you're
just
on good hands.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
Awesome.
you guys are on good hands here. And no matter the weather outside, I see the smiles on the face. So
I love it. No, it's great.
That's
good. It's easy to impress us. Free, like bringing us food and drink. Hey, man, we're going to be happy.
All right. It's going to be amazing.
Perfect. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. From Paul on the YouTube comments, espresso martinis are the 35 plus Red Bull vodkas. Man, I have not done a Red Bull vodka in quite some time. Anyway, as we mentioned, we're at Simply Crepes today. Drop on by a new location. They just opened up, a week ago. And great spot, chill vibe, great menu. And we will be full by the end of this podcast. We will be chatting with Alex Kersner of Split Zone Duo a little bit later on. They're going to be here for the Sports Podcast Festival in August. We'll tell you about a great deal for the Sports Podcast Festival in Housekeeping. So be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, were you awake for the game last night? Stanley Cup game 1 up in Edmonton?
I did because I have this super annoying habit of loving to be right.
I had a very Giglio moment last night. It was at I was listening to some records. I've been catching up on some stuff, and it's like 7:45. I thought, all right, cool. Let me flip it over to TNT to get ready for the game. And I saw their countdown clock at 7:45. It said they were still 35 minutes away from face-off, and I had a you moment. I'm like,
really?
You said 8 o'clock. Let's get this thing going, man, because I'm sleepy.
But isn't Edmonton 2 hours behind?
I know.
That kind of stinks for them to have a 6 p.m. local start.
Yeah.
Right?
But the crowd was hyped. Of course. And they were hyped when they went up 1-0. But then again, the Florida Panthers are somewhat inevitable. They came back. They shushed the building. But then a funny thing happened after they went down 3-1. You come to find out that, talent. You got guys that when you need it are going to get it. And I'm watching this because when Florida went up, my first thought was, damn, is Florida going to do this again? Because they went up 3-0 on them last year.
I was going to say, they also made that little mini run because they had those spurts, and Rod Brindamore had talked about those spurts and what kind of makes them dangerous. You know, and in a roundabout way, we talked about this in the After Darks. Some of Florida's goals against the Hurricanes were superfluous because they were just piling on, right? As Rod said, the game was already decided. But what happens in the game last night, you're down 1-0, you get Bennett and then Marchand. Remember, against the Hurricanes, it was their plumbers and carpenters. But Bennett and Marchand, that's your tippy-top talent coming through. And I honestly, I thought Florida was going to win the game. I really did.
I thought so too.
And then you get the skill, the Draisaitl, the McDavid with the rush into the zone,
and that's
on the power play to set it up. And I'm having visions of the Canes 6-on-4 in the way that series ended. Aho, puck on his stick, has a chance to tie the game, can't do it.
Yeah,
Draisaitl, puck on his stick, 5-hole. Game 1 goes to the Oilers.
So that's kind of what I was thinking as the game unfolds, and Edmonton is finding a way to get back into this thing and eventually winning it in overtime. I know this is a cliche, but these cliches are valid for a reason. You got to be able to find another gear. And I do think the Canes have that gear. They're relentless because Rod Brindamore makes sure they're relentless. But once you find that you have that gear, well, the other team can hit the same gear too. So what's the difference? It comes into that tippy top talent. And like Sam Bennett's going to get freaking paid when it's all said and done. And I know we've had this discussion about, do you really want to give him that third contract, his age, all these other things? Man, I don't know. I see what Sam Bennett's doing this postseason. It's like, give the man whatever he freaking wants.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's that kind of stuff that you think, and you watch the Canes, you're like, dude, that's what they sorely lack. And the guys that they've kind of banked on being guys like that haven't necessarily come into that.
Well, it's also,
distracted by the beignets.
You look in that second series, that's where Svechnikov was getting to.
Yeah,
that level. Remember, he was the second pick in the draft. Remember, that's where you get those tippy top players. They don't fall off of trees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to earn them. Eric Stahl, top of the draft. You have to earn those play. You have to, using air quotes here, earn them by being so bad. And remember, one of the real problems with the great 10-year desert of the playoff drought was they were just bad enough to miss the playoffs, but not bad enough to tank out and give them a real chance at rebuilding with one of those cornerstone players. Now, this beignet's got some sort of raspberry sauce.
So you should just go ahead. And I'm sitting here. I've never felt so sophisticated doing a podcast, more so than when I grab this martini glass, this espresso martini glass. I'm just like, yes, Joe, as you were saying, as we sit here and we discuss the Stanley Cup playoffs and tippy top talent, by all means, go on. Wow. I feel like pinky out must be the case.
You might have to take these away.
Fair enough.
Tell you what, I got to pace myself. Oh my God.
When has that ever stopped you? Since we are here at Simply Crepes, let's welcome on Nicole Williams on the Heister Automotive Group hotline. Nicole, how are you? Thanks for having us here at Simply Crepes, which just opened up. Thanks for having us. Oh, wait a minute. You're muted. You got to have to unmute your microphone.
I muted myself. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Using pandemic rules there.
Yeah. Seriously. Hi. How are you guys? Enjoying yourself so far?
Amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've already won Joe over with the beignets and the raspberry sauce of some sort and this espresso martini.
Awesome.
So tell us a little bit about Simply Crepes.
Yeah, how'd we get here? How'd we get to try? Because you're in Rochester.
Yes. How do we get there? It's a long story, but I'll keep it short. So Simply Crepes is first and foremost, is a small family-run chain. It's my family. My parents actually started the business. They founded the company 24 years ago. And
you're listening, Nicole. I'm just having a beignet. Don't mind me.
No. You're fine. So my dad, he had worked for corporate America for like 20 years, successful, moved the family to Japan. We got to, got wined and dined all over the country and found ourselves back in our hometown of Rochester. And he just felt that, after seeing so much of the world, he wanted a little bit more than working for someone else. He wanted to own his own company and have his own brand of something. You know, he was at Bausch and Lomb, so contact solution was kind of his jam at the time. But, you know, after further conversations with my mom, who was like, okay, you know, you're going to jump ship from corporate America and we're going to, you know, go do something unique and different and for ourselves. She said, let's figure out what we love. What is most important to us? And that was, you know, started with family. And family being, you know, the family and the kitchen, I guess, in our household, because she's Italian.
Yeah.
And all meals revolved, building relationships and building family time all revolved around the kitchen. And so that was what that they decided they loved. And so they decided they're going to open a restaurant. Well, we had to decide what kind of restaurant, how are we going to stand out from the masses? And my father is French Canadian. He used to grow up summering on the farms in Canada. The pictures that are behind you guys are of my family's passion project, which was maple syrup production on their dairy farm. And so, you know, between that and family, they decided let's go with the crepe. We needed to find something.
Passion is making beignets, Nicole. My God, what is this sauce? I mean, what did you do to me?
Yeah, the vanilla cream is a little lemon and some cream cheese in there, which is what always gets people. And then it's a mixed berry compote that we make in house. Everything is made in house. So, but yeah, because of all the heritage,
that's even fancier. It's like I'm sitting here with the martini. It's the compote and the martini. It's all very fancy.
The chef has an accent. Is it real? Or did you put him up to that?
That's Vasi. He's not chef. He is our resident bartender, barista, and he is wonderful. I think you guys will meet Chef Dan in a little bit. He's going to pop out and bring some more food out to you. Yeah, but I don't know, the French Canadian, Italian kind of mix and figuring out we wanted to do something niche and that was unique. Created that Simply Crepes brand. And we don't want, you can feel as fancy as you want right now, but we don't want you to feel fancy there. This is French Canadian country, where you're going to get what the food that you are going to receive, you know, in a bit is probably less fancy than you're expecting. So it's it's
a laid back. It's a laid back.
I have a perfect way to not be fancy. Is this Bud Heavy in a can? The Budweiser.
Let me see.
Is it in a can?
Is it in a can? I think so.
Bottled and canned. My guess is at 5. Yeah, that's got to be a.
I think it's a can.
That's got to be a bottle.
We will class the place up then with a Bud Heavy.
I hope it's a can.
That really classes up the joint.
We're on it. We're purveyors of OG Light.
Yeah.
And Joe has said our next run has to include an OG Heavy. Mad respect for the Bud Heavy. Now, things that you actually make. And so now you have 2 locations now in North Carolina. Is that right?
Yes.
Two in the triangle here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep. So we're a Rochester-based company. Again, family owned. We have 3 stores up here in our hometown, which is where I am currently. And then 2 in Raleigh. About 15 years ago, we were approached by some developers. They were developing the Lafayette Village shopping center that's right on Falls of Neuse. And they, the developers actually are from Rochester. And so they conned us into going down there. And we went from like 2 baby restaurants in our backyards to, 10 hours away. It's been a ride. It's been incredible. We've learned a lot. All of our recipes, I'm going to say again, it's a family restaurant and we make all the food from scratch in-house. And so to be able to replicate all the recipes that we have here down in North Carolina was quite difficult to make sure that we maintain consistency of all the ingredients. And we feel we have a stellar rockstar team. We have processes and procedures that work super well so that our teams are equipped to be able to make that food that tastes just like it is, well, at any store you go to, it's going to taste exactly the same. So
Nicole, Lafayette Village is a very appropriate place for Simply Crepes.
Okay.
All things considered.
Nicole, you said conned. I think they just took you by the Wegmans. They got you some wings.
They sold you.
They showed you a local bar that had the Bills game on, and you were like,
"Let's go."
There's enough of us down there to say we can make this work. So
yes, exactly all of those things, and they flew us down on a private jet. Also, so it seems like it was like a 30-minute ride, and we're like, oh. And then, lo and behold, for many years, there was no direct flight to Raleigh from Rochester. So we were, it was, but now there is. So it's great. It's easier to get to now.
So we're going to try a lot of different things today.
Yes.
But if somebody comes and sees us, say like Brendan's here, Jamie's here, we got a little bit of our crew here today. What is the one thing that you tell them you have to get this because I know you're coming back if you get this?
Every item is near and dear to my heart.
Okay.
And
like choosing children is what I'm making you do right
now.
Yeah.
So like it depends on what you're in the mood for.
Okay.
But I guess I would say one of my proudest items, it's not even a crepe, I'm sorry, but it's our rum chata banana French toast. It is ultimate. Like it is so good. It's on, don't worry, it's coming to you. So we have that. And then, yeah, I don't know. I think that is probably my favorite of all favorites. The one that what I had for lunch today is the Mediterranean chicken. It's light and fresh. You don't have to eat super heavy when you're in the restaurant. So that would be that.
Looking at the menu, there's all sorts of options. Of course, you're saying you don't have to eat super heavy, and you're talking about French Canadian cuisine and whatnot. I'm like, you better have poutine. You have poutine.
We have poutine.
Very, very clutch in my book.
Yes.
Excellent.
Now, it is our poutine. It is not French fries. It's our red potatoes that we hand cut, boil, flash fry, all the things with our seasoning dusted on it. So it's a little spin. And you'll notice that all of the menu items on here.
Whoa. I'm sorry, Nicole. Are we handing Gilio a champagne flight or a mimosa flight?
I mean, that's for the two of you to share.
Gilio is not going to survive.
Say the flavors again.
Okay, what do we have here?
From left to right, we have peach, raspberry, strawberry, and orange.
And orange. Okay, which one do you want, Joe?
I'm definitely a peach person for sure.
Got it.
We'll start with that.
Okay. Joe's not going to survive one mimosa, let alone
No, I won't.
a whole flight of them. So I think I can handle it, but it is what it is. So, but
Joe's
Nicole,
the sweeper.
yeah, I'll come in and much like with my kids, I garbage plate everything, and that's why I look the way that I look, regardless of what Rod Brindamore thinks. It's like
Wait, did you say garbage plate?
Yeah, garbage plate.
You know your audience.
Not like the garbage plate, as I know you know. Like I know exactly what you're talking about. But around here, I just refer to myself as somebody who will garbage plate whatever the kids don't eat.
Gotcha.
French fries. Back in the day, I rediscovered my love of peanut butter jelly sandwiches when they would get stuff off the kid menu and they wouldn't finish it. I was like, you know what? This takes me back. It's all good stuff.
I'm not sure Nicole wants me to leave Simply Crepes here.
You're just going to set up shop? Set up shop here?
Stay.
Is the
Stay
winner.
as long as you want. That's how we want everyone to feel when they come in.
Grab one of these, Joe.
Fine, let me grab one.
Save me. Save
Am
me,
I supposed
Obi-Wan.
to check the chat, guys? Because someone is asking if we're French Canadian. Yes, we are French Canadian. Quebecois. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Perfect. There you go. Perfect.
See, look, I'm like a professional at this.
You're already
See?
over it.
Anyone can podcast. I say anyone can podcast on a Monday, so congratulations. It's a Thursday. You did it. So
Made it happen.
you know.
Well, Nicole, thanks for linking up with us. Thanks for having us out. It's a great spot, great location here in near downtown Raleigh. And again, it's fancy for us, so to speak, but it's actually a laid back atmosphere here. Everything's really, really chill. The menu's fantastic, and we'll definitely be coming back.
Perfect.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thanks for checking in, guys.
Go Bills.
Yeah, the Bills are the Bills shockingly are odds-on favorites again. Well, because you know how it is.
Are you sure?
You know how the money is.
It's not the Eagles.
No, you know how the money thing goes, man. You know how that all that stuff goes. Anyway, let's do a little bit of housekeeping here, shall we? Housekeeping is brought to you by Enovana. Check them out online at enovana.com.
If you have mess inside your mansion or trash in your cabana, get it clean with Enovana.
We have the Sports Podcast Festival coming up for week 0 in August. It's at the Rialto. We're going to talk to Alex Kersner here in a little bit about that. Here's the thing about the Sports Podcast Festival. It is 3 podcasts. It is us, Big Screen Sports, and our friends at Split Zone Duo. Like last year, we'll have all sorts of surprises. Home Field's going to have some merch. We're having an official beer sponsor for OG Light, which is fantastic. We'll have access to a variety of OG things. It's just a generally great time for college football fans to hang out and get ready for the next season. And trust me, we're going to have a lot to talk about thanks to Bill Belichick and everything else, right? Who knows? Maybe Will Wade will drop on by. Maybe. I don't know. We shall see. Might be the first time we actually talk to him. Who's to say? But here's the thing. We got a deal running right now through June. Now, to commemorate the fact that we're officially in off-season protocols, and we want to make sure the Rialto is packed for the Sports Podcast Festival, Dimitri has signed off on a BOGO deal.
What?
Through June.
Nice.
So use the promo code SPF25, Sports Podfest, SPF25. Again, that's SPF25. Buy one, you'll get the second ticket for $30. So buy one, get one half off.
Perfect.
Over at the Rialto. Use that promo code SPF25. That is key.
Oh, we're still in housekeeping?
Yeah, we're still in housekeeping.
Okay. Speaking of access, will you look at this beautiful rowback shirt?
You really did. We're really going drunk owl on a
Drunk owl, and it's a if you know, you know.
yeah.
Okay. This is the purple heather stripe rowback. OG access. Email me, gilio.joe@gmail.com. A lot of people have already reached out. We have the purple with the owl. And we have this navy blue that I'm wearing with the OG flag.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the deal I'm going to make for today.
Today and today only.
And for the next 48 hours. If you are an OG Fans member, you get half off. That's my gift to you for supporting us.
Okay.
Half off. Great price as it is. Now we're talking half off if you're an OG fan. And maybe you're saying, well, how do I become an OG fan subscriber?
Go to ogtrianglemedia.com right now.
Simple as that.
Sign up.
Simple as that. Sign up. You get half off. An unbelievable shirt. Rep that drunk owl. There's a little bit of gold on there to pop, if you will, with that purple. I don't know. Could be an homage to our friends down east.
Perhaps that's the case. Big thanks to our friends at Mosquito Authority and Pest. I think we got more food waiting for us. Is that more food waiting for us? Okay, we'll tell you what, Joe.
That's like a sandwich.
Joe, while you receive the food, I will thank our corporate champions here real quick. Big thanks to Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. Check them out online at bugsbite.com. You can bundle and save. Look at all this rain. I mean, you can see outside my window right now here on Oberlin Road that it's raining once again. We've had a very, very moist start to the summer. This leads to mosquitoes. Well, there's a way to get a handle on those mosquitoes. Mosquito Authority and Pest Authority. So contact them today at bugsbite.com. You can save money on taking care of the mosquitoes outside your house and, of course, the critters that are trying to get inside your house, like ants and roaches and everything else. So go to bugsbite.com and you can bundle and save. Speaking of saving, Matt Davis, State Farm. He's our guy. InsureGarner.com, 919-779-8277. Call him today. Just start the conversation as it relates to saving money on your home and auto. You could be, without realizing it, wasting hundreds of dollars a year because you haven't maximized what you can do when it comes to insurance. Matt Davis is going to make sure that that's taken care of. And, of course, customer service beyond that. That's the State Farm way. So contact Matt Davis today. Call him today at 919-779-8277. And, of course, our guy, Gordon Miller, we talked to him earlier in the week to help explain all things refinancing in the current environment that we're in. Well, start another conversation. Find out how your home, your biggest asset, can help you with things like debt consolidation. Because right now, those credit card rates are not helping you out. You can get that to a lower rate if you consolidate debt with a refinance. And more importantly, unlike credit cards, you can stay flexible with those interest rates because if the rates come down, you just refinance again. It's not going to cost you anything. No closing costs. That's the key with Miller Lending. Check them out online at millerlending.com/theog or call them directly at 919-447-3377. You can, when you take this thing to closing, and reference us. Tell them that we sent you, Ovies and Giglio, the OG, and you'll get a Raleigh Wine Shop gift basket just by closing. All right, Joe, what do we have here?
This is the breakfast sandwich.
Bacon, egg, cheese.
Bacon, cheese. But, buddy, there's a homemade hash brown in there.
Oh, really?
With a basil aioli that will knock your socks off. I'm also going to note here while you take a bite of that. This is old school. The bread, you put it on the fryer there, and you melt it together like that. but that hash brown could be sold as like individually, let alone
The hash browns is the game changer.
the hash brown's ridiculous.
That's. Dude, is there ASMR for us eating on the microphone?
No.
Should I just isolate this and just run a loop of us eating these sandwiches for ASMR purposes?
Why is that so good? Like ridiculous.
Anyway, we apologize. Our manners are terrible today. As we're just eating on microphones. One of the things I said I'd never do. But then I forgot there's something on the internet for everybody. And that could be the sound of us eating into microphones while drinking as well.
Holy smokes, this peach this peach champagne is hitting me a little bit too.
You got a ride home? Do I need to call Jess?
We should have multiple reinforcements here. So
Okay, that's good.
as long as we pace ourselves.
I just want to make sure that you're taken care of, Joe, and you find a way home. That's all that matters.
Be safe.
Joining us on the Heister Automotive Group hotline from Split Zone Duo, part of the Sports Podcast Festival at the Rialto Week 0. He's Alex Kersner. Alex, what's going on, man?
Fellas, it's amazing to be with you. It's been too long, but I'm thrilled to be back.
I'm excited about the podcast festival. This is the second one we're doing. Last year was a lot of fun. I think in this era, it's funny to bring people together from different podcasts. And when we had Everyday Should Be Saturday and the crew and Shutdown Fullcast, all that kind of stuff, there were a lot of people who had not listened to Shutdown Fullcast, and they were very surprised by the disasters that they were reading off during that thing. You guys aren't doing any disasters for Split Zone Duo in August, are you?
Well, not intentional ones, but you never know when you're playing a road game what could happen when you step into the bright lights of the Rialto. One of my pals on the Shutdown Fullcast told me that it gets very toasty inside on the stage at that venue. Just on the stage, fear not. In the crowd, apparently it's extremely temperate, very seasonal. But so who knows, in a difficult road environment, how things could be for us.
I mean, Felder did have to go shirtless at one point.
Look, I mean, I don't know if I can do it like Felder can do it. I'm not a Division I football player, but we're extremely excited. We're gonna have a great time. We do live shows a couple times a year, and pretty much always they're some of my favorite times of the year. So we'd love to see you. We'd love to meet you afterward as well. Love to hang out around the room for a little while, and we're gonna talk college football.
That'll be a lot of fun. Again, go to therialto.com to get your tickets. Home field is a big part of it. We've got exclusive merch. It's going to be a great time. All right. The last episode I listened to you guys was near and dear to my heart as it relates to Bill Belichick. And we've been caught up in the tabloid aspect of it and also kind of fighting some national narratives about UNC versus what's actually happening on the ground. You guys looked at it from, is this an actual football story? Have any opinions changed in the last couple of weeks as it relates to Bill Belichick, North Carolina, and all the stuff with Jordan Hudson, in your opinion, as to whether or not this is an actual football story yet?
I think I've started to think that North Carolina football will be fine with regards to this, but it's a little teetering for me. Like my co-host, Richard Johnson, who will also be with me, along with Stephen Godfrey at the podcast festival, has generally been of the view that this is tabloid stuff, and once toe meets leather, it doesn't really matter. And of course, he's right. Like I think once toe meets leather and once football is actually being played, it's not like a wide receiver is going to drop a pass or a tackle is going to miss an assignment because he's thinking about Jordan's real estate holdings or who's copied on emails. I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, I think my questions are a little bit more long-term fundraising, recruiting, branding of the program related, which absolutely matters and has never mattered more in the sport than it does right now. But, I think Bill Belichick's going to run a fall camp this year, and North Carolina is going to line up against, who is it? TCU, I believe it is.
TCU.
And they're going to play football. And, whether they'll be decent or not will probably come down to things that have happened outside of the Belichick-Jordan news cycles.
I was gonna say, what were some of your impressions of what they did in the portal and in their roster building? Listen, yeah. I follow these teams, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you I was watching like tape of Gio Lopez running against App State on a Thursday night game. So
yeah,
what did you make of some of the moves that they made?
So I have watched a decent bit of Gio Lopez. We love to talk Group of Five football on our show. I think he's a nice get. I think that it might be a little bit disappointing if you saw Bill Belichick, greatest football coach of all time, come to Chapel Hill, and what they wind up getting is kind of a lottery ticket quarterback from South Alabama. Like, that would be reasonable. I think there might be some Carolina football fans, though you could tell me how many, who would have hoped that you'd go shopping in a little bit more of a premium aisle than South Alabama when he gets to that job. But he's got a live arm. He's very athletic. He can move around. He's not big, right? Like, so he can move around with some nimbleness. And I think he kind of fits into the more gunslingery mode of quarterback, which, excuse me, makes him fun to watch. And yeah, he was part of a really fun offense last year. Unfortunately for South Alabama, that offense is now kind of kaput. There's a running back, Fluff Bothwell, who was awesome for that team, and you can see him at Mississippi State this year. But I think he's a potential building block. I think he's a guy who could play in the power conferences for a few years.
Let me use two words that are not associated with Bill Belichick in any way: fun and gunslingery.
No, it's true.
So that right there raises slightly a flag to me.
Yeah.
I think it probably should. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows how Bill is going to respond when it's the end of the third quarter in Winston-Salem or wherever, and the score is like 10-6 and it's raining, and a guy who is used to coaching the greatest quarterback of all time has to get a kid from South Alabama to check the ball down or to see something in a safety rotation.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different ball game. Football is football, but coaching the NFL and coaching college football are wildly different jobs, even before you talk about recruiting, but just teaching, because these are just younger players who aren't as good. And he's going to have to do things that he has definitely never done before. Maybe
Doesn't it also feel like a red flag that you just had this spring? You had a bunch of quarterbacks in there, including one from Purdue, and now
He went back.
the guy you get wasn't even with spring practice with you. That feels like a big waste of time to me.
I think it isn't. It isn't. It made sense to go and get Ryan Brown. Purdue was terrible last year, but
Yeah.
he kind of like showed them a little bit of life in some of the games where they were okay. Like, they almost beat Illinois and they scored a lot of points and they lost in a lot of overtime. So, like, I can understand why a program like North Carolina would want to take a flyer on a player like that. I think we've started to see this happen at a few programs around the country where guys go places for spring ball and then just bounce. Like, it just didn't work out. And on the one hand, I think you're right. The waste of time angle is real, but it is kind of becoming the cost of doing business.
Mm-hmm.
That, if you want to make a few riskier ads to see if something makes sense for you, then you might have a guy who's just gone after the spring. Texas A&M had one of these with a 5-star receiver, Micah Hudson, who was at Texas Tech last year and didn't look like it was going to work out at Tech. He went to A&M, spent the winter at A&M, and now for some reason he's back at Texas Tech. This kind of thing just happens, but I don't think that Texas A&M minds that they or their NIL collective spent a few bucks to see if someone had a fit with them, and then it didn't happen, and that you move on to the next.
See, the thing that I find interesting, and I'm guilty of this, we're focused on the triangle. We're focused on North Carolina. I'm not really locked in with TCU right now. And there's this general attitude, well, it's the greatest coach. It's Bill freaking Belichick. He's won all these Super Bowls. You telling me he can't outcoach? Was it Sonny Dykes is the coach at TCU, right?
Yeah.
You telling me you can't outcoach Sonny Dykes? And I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know squat about TCU, but I do know Sonny Dykes, and he's been a college coach for a long time. And something tells me he's probably going to have that college team prepared to play a college football game, as opposed to what we don't know what we're going to get out of Bill Belichick. So I know Joe's obsessed with the schedule, and the schedule's super easy. I get all that stuff, but I don't see that as a slam dunk for North Carolina on Labor Day night.
No, I don't see it as a slam dunk either. Although I will note that in kind of a funny confluence of events, it was Dykes and TCU who had the first game against Deion Sanders at Colorado a couple years ago. So, and it didn't go well for them. They lost that game as the defending national champs. So, maybe that falls into the when toe meets leather category, where, and especially in week one, right? Because like week one can produce some really bizarre stuff.
Yeah, you
in
don't
this
even
sport.
know.
Like, I mean, week one, nobody really knows anything about anybody else. That was already true. That was true 10 years ago. It was true 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's quadruply true today with the roster turnover that we have in this sport every year. So I think it's a complete wild card, but that does bring me back to your point, which is that nothing's a slam dunk in
No.
week one. And the week one product that you see is just often has nothing to do with the rest of the season unless you get a terrible break like UNC did last year, where Max Johnson gets hurt in the first game of the season.
All right. For those who might not be aware, Alex Kersner, who is from Split Zone Duo, who will be here for the Rialto Sports Podcast Festival, week 0. Very excited about this. Get your tickets, Rialto.com. You're a Maryland guy.
That's right.
Is there still part of you deep down that wishes the Terps were still in the ACC?
More than part of me. Like 62% of me. Yeah. Wouldn't you?
It's interesting. So we've been dealing with this locally where we're finding out the ACC is moving away from college basketball conference games that would produce NC State and Carolina playing twice a year, home and away. We saw this with the divisions where it's like, hey, State, Duke, you guys should probably play more than you did, twice in the course of, 10, 12 years or whatever it was. So as we get away from regionality and we get away from these rivalries and we're so focused on automatic qualifiers or 5+11 and who's getting what, will private equity come in and get my school out of this conference? Part of the appeal of college football was seeing these teams, seeing the regional rivalries, the irate Giglio conference in your perfect world, Joe. So I've always been curious from your perspective, how do you balance, why you love college football and it going away and still finding that joy in college football when things like regional rivalries just don't exist anymore?
It's a great question. The thing that keeps me into the sport is walking into a stadium for the first time in a given season and seeing the grass and seeing people out there warming up and being part of a parking lot tailgate scene. Like, these things are as fun as they ever were. I don't think that those can really be killed no matter what happens to your school in conference realignment. Like, I think Washington State fans and Oregon State fans still had a lot of fun at games last year and still had a lot of fun tailgating. I do think, though, that in some real ways, we are at risk in this sport of colors fading a bit and things just getting less emotionally resonant with a lot of people. I think the portal is a good example of this. It's hard to build attachment or connection with players, given the likelihood that if you are rooting for any one of about 130 teams, that if you have an incredible one, there's a great chance that he will not be on your team next year. I'm not opposed to that reality. And I don't like it when coaches do players should get paid, but let's roll back every rule. It's like, do you really think they should? I think it's just an unfortunate part of an overall step forward for the sport. And I do think it could be reined in by employment contracts, by collective bargaining. I think
all the answers are there.
Yeah, I think eventually we'll get there. I mean, when the Hurricanes have a good player, it's not like Sebastian Aho. So actually, I guess low blow here. I guess a lot of the Hurricanes' good players have in fact left in the last few years. But it's not like you get to just decide, I think I'll go play for the Capitals the next year. And I think that helps you fall in love with the players on the team.
What's with the Canes catching strays, Alex?
That wasn't nice. I'm a Penguins fan.
I was locked in. Okay.
I know. That was not nice to talk about Sebastian now. I'm sure he wouldn't want to leave. Come to the show, by the way. But
this tells me he'll be in his sauna at that time. I don't think they're back yet in August, but we'll see.
No. But you're right. The answers are there. And I wonder how long it will take to get to them. And I wonder how many fans will fall off the truck along the way.
All right. I'm curious, before we say goodbye, your colleague, Stephen Gottfried, can you refresh my memory how he knows Will Wade? Why is Will Wade sending him stuff?
Well, all I can say about Will Wade and Godfrey is so Steven's got a good show, Phantom Island, that he does with our friend Ryan Nanny. And you can listen to that. There's a Will Wade connection there on a show that they put out a couple weeks ago about basically whether or not it's actually a distraction when a coach is about to leave a job.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see you in Raleigh on August 23rd. We're working on some fun stuff for that show.
It's kind of funny that they have more of an in with Will Wade than you, Joe.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how that
times
works
change,
out.
like he said.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta make a strong ass offer.
Well, we have a strong ass offer for you folks. Go to therialto.com, get the tickets. The podcast festival is going to be a great time. Everybody that went and sweated through the HVAC problems last year had a great time. May I suggest, I actually saw these in Target yesterday. They've got the fans that go around your neck. You might want to invest in one of those, Alex. Just thought.
I'm gonna be ready. I'm told that in the crowd it's extremely comfortable, but under the this is an old school theater. I'm told
it is an iconic spot here in Raleigh. When the lights are on, you will sweat. I'm actually considering doing a custom OG tank top just for the event. We'll see.
Yeah, might need to have our friends at Home Field design a custom game day shirt for the podcast.
All right, I'm sure Josh can cook something up like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure
get him in the lab.
Alex, we appreciate it, man. Check out Split Zone Duo. It's a great podcast, and they will be here for the podcast festival, man. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
Big thanks to Alex for hanging out with us from Split Zone Duo. And again, use that promo code SPF25 for a buy one, get one half off. So buy one ticket, get the next ticket at $30. We're running this all through June. We are at Simply Crepes, Oberlin, for an OG Live today. Gilio, can you hand me the skillet of...
I can. This is fairly significant.
Yeah.
This is the French toast rum chata. There's banana.
Can you see this on the camera, folks?
There's some sort of syrup. It's strawberry. The French toast, there's a cream on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the same cream as the
beignet with the
dip.
lemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that would be hangover cure right there.
Right.
You get there and you eat
I don't
that.
know, dude. The hash brown, bacon, egg, and cheese
bacon,
with
egg,
the bread.
cheese.
Like, that's hangover.
That bread is like New York State Diner, by the way.
This
like
is
that's
on,
so let me just point something out real quick.
This right here,
Phenomenal.
this is on some Buddy the Elf levels of sweetness. I need more
We gotta get
syrup
Rand
on
here.
it. Oh God, Rand would have this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I want to point something out. The name of the store is Simply Crepes.
Mhm.
And yet so far we've had phenomenal options, including a sourdough bread sandwich, some French toast, some beignets, champagne, espresso martini.
Did you ask for a Bud Heavy?
I did order a Bud Heavy. So, I mean, but what I'm getting at is sometimes you see the name of a restaurant and be like, well, what am I going to get? I would challenge you to say, what am I not
What are you not going to get?
going to get?
Yeah, man.
And it's a wide variety of both sweet and savory. Yes.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
Nicole's
give us-
watching. Nicole,
give us
this is a homemade custard with banana sauteed with brown sugar and butter stuffed in the French toast. Off the charts.
Crazy.
Off the charts. Fantastic. And yes, Nicole also chimed in that the hash browns that were on that bacon, egg, and cheese served
All right,
on their own.
We got to get the chef over
Yeah.
here because
Hand the mic over.
you got to tell me the secret. Come on down. It's a little squat. There we go. All right, tell us your name.
My name's Dan Clark. I'm the head chef.
Dan, first of all, amazing food so far. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of
Appreciate
us. Second of all, how in the world did you just get that French toast rum chata to that little caramelized thing on top? You get the little torch. Is that what we do?
So there's actually some creme brulee in there.
Talk into that sucker.
Some creme brulee in there. It's
Okay.
our normal French toast, our chef French toast, but we kind of kick it up a notch with bananas sauteed in a rum chata caramel.
Okay, that's where the rum chata
That's what
comes
the bananas are in.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we top it with creme brulee, which we torch. We put the granulated sugar on there and torch it with the torch to get that nice caramelization.
Don't give Joe an opportunity with the torch.
Yeah,
Don't do
keep
it.
me
I mean,
away
we
from
could.
this.
He loves that,
He
you know?
loves fire.
We
You
still
know,
haven't
for-
gotten to dessert yet, so I
Oh.
suppose there's still an option. There.
How is this not dessert?
It could go both ways.
Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
one or the other. You could
Yeah,
come in
but-
and eat that. Or
But quick story about Gilio and his love of fire for
Yeah, don't.
for his birthday, because his birthday is in August. Or, I'm sorry, in April.
April.
oh,
It's
good
in
month.
April.
Me too.
So I had saved a Christmas tree. I let that thing just dry the hell out in my backyard
Right.
until April for his birthday.
Yeah.
How'd that thing go, Joe?
Oh man, the neighbors were my one neighbor was out of town. His parents were staying at his house, so he has a single story ranch, and the flames went above the single story ranch. They called his name's Kevin. They called Kevin. They're like, I don't know what your neighbors are doing, but there's a flame outside. That's like
So you
higher
made some
than-
friends.
oh, it was amazing.
Very
It
So
was
don't.
amazing.
Long story short, don't give me
Yeah,
a torch.
Don't
Understood.
let me near the torch.
That is one
Um,
thing we're not allowed to do is burn the place down. So yeah, we'll have
Good
to
call.
hold
Good
off
call.
on that.
Good call.
That's one of
Fire
our-
safety.
One of our
Good call.
rules. Yeah,
Yeah, it comes in very, very handy. So
absolutely.
now the first thing we had was the beignet. Which,
Yep, those are our beignets. Yep.
okay, now what is the raspberry compote, or is it it's a multi fruit?
It's a mixed berry compote. We make it ourselves. Raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, some lemon in there.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And-
Joe's not going to leave.
Yeah, and
It's got a healthy dose of sugar in it.
so
too.
let me get my number one ranking though, the hash brown.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what's in the hash brown, or does that
I
have
can
to
tell
stay
you most
here?
of the ingredients, but yeah,
Okay.
fresh boiled red potatoes,
Okay.
shredded cheddar cheese, scallions. We do use buckwheat flour, so they are gluten free.
Okay.
Which is kind of surprising for some people. No bacon in them, so there's no meat in them.
Okay.
So they are vegetarian too. And a couple other things, a lot of love.
So those red potatoes that you're referencing, that's the same stuff you use for the poutine as well, right?
Yes. Yep. All
See-
hand cut. We got just bags of
Like, can
potatoes
I
back
can I just put a request in for the poutine?
there. Absolutely. Dinner's
Yes.
next, so yeah, we can shoot
go.
that up.
Getting dinner.
It's actually waiting for you guys whenever you're
All
ready.
right.
Should we throw a poutine on there? We could do the side of poutine. Have you ever had a poutine?
No.
Are you familiar with poutine?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love poutine.
Well, I'll send our version out for you guys.
Okay.
All
I'm
right, I'll be
excited
back in a
about
minute.
that.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
guys.
Appreciate you.
To get back in the lab. All right. So, where were we? So distracted by all the food. Oh, Whitaker and Hamer. Thanks to Whitaker and Hamer. WH.lawyer is the
Yeah.
website.
If you give Gilio the torch, just in case.
Just in case, make sure
there's a waiver.
that he signs off on that. And think that's the kind of thing that Whitaker and Hamer can do for you. So check them out at WH.lawyer. Also, big thanks to Hometown Realty. Maybe you're so inspired by what you walked into here at Simply Crepes, and you're like, I need a house.
Maybe you're living in Rochester right now because you want to see
Yeah.
Simply Crepes hit the big time here
Yeah.
in the Triangle.
All
and you
sorts
say,
of stuff.
I need to move
Yeah.
with all those other Buffalo Bills fans.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can get you right by the Wegmans, a stone's throw from the Waggle.
Hometown Realty is going to help you out. So myhtr.com. And of course, Roback, as Gilio mentioned, he's wearing the Roback right now. We've got access to a very special Roback polo on the way. In the meantime, you can just use the promo code OG20 at roback.com, RHOBACK.com. You're thinking about, man, it's the summertime. I
You
got to
want
get
the most comfortable golf shirt on the planet. No lie. Like this is how the love affair started
Yeah.
with Roback. It's the golf shirt. Okay.
I'm also thinking about,
and even you will wear the polo.
I will wear the polo, but I'm also thinking about the shorts. Like I mowed yesterday. I mean, I know it sounds kind of silly, but I rocked the gym shorts to
Yeah.
go mowing. Super comfortable, man.
Probably qualifies as my exercise at this point in my life. So
What, mowing the lawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so
Yeah.
too. I mean, I sweat.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. It's the most important part about it. So go get all this stuff at roback.com. Again, use that promo code OG20 to save 20% off your order. Yeah, we got in the lab yesterday.
got a new bumper in there.
New
eh?
bumper in there. We also got this for when we're not when we go into phone call mode.
Brian is the best.
That's not going to take away from the. He had sent me one. I'm like, Gilio requires the Nokia ringtone. He's like, okay, I got you. Is this a
Uh-oh.
rosé?
Oh, a rosé
fantastic.
paired with our
With
dinner.
the dinner. Okay.
I'm not even in I'm in second win. I'm in Thanksgiving mode.
Can
right
you dig
now.
in? You
Oh,
can be
I
able
can.
to dig in, dude?
Yeah. Play the McDavid clip.
Mm.
No.
No,
Not today.
not today.
Not today.
Today, we're on our best behavior protocols
you
today.
just say. Just remind
That's right.
me we're
Just
in McDavid mode.
We are in McDavid mode. That's what matters the most. Yeah, we're gonna have to get an explanation on that. Well, actually,
all
I got
day
the menu.
rosé.
I got the menu.
There's a
actually.
shrimp.
Let me look at the menu. That's that the shrimp. What do
And
we got
there's a
here?
little andouille sausage potentially on top there.
We got the main plates. What do we have here? Oh, so the Thai curry. So red Thai coconut and peanut curry,
Whoa.
bell pepper, onion, bok choy,
Whoa.
crispy crepe strings. I was going to say, I was wondering what that was. That's the crepe strings. It looks really fantastic. And then what was the other thing we had here? Okay. And okay, I see now. Where is that on the menu? Why can't I see that on the menu? Anyway, I'll find it at some point. Regardless, it all looks
Look
fantastic.
at that's a serious scrimp.
That is some serious shrimp. And then is that the poutine?
Oh,
yes. Yes. I think people are just watching now just to see how much we can actually stomach at this point. So the poutine looks amazing. I gotta make sure I don't close the computer on this. This is, look at the cheese curd on this bad boy. That's fantastic. And the gravy looks good as well. So
You're gonna laugh at me.
yeah,
The shrimp is kind of hot,
yeah.
which means you're gonna eat it and be like, "What do you mean?"
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I think it's kind of spicy.
Oh,
But
you
you
mean
don't
hot? You mean hot in a spicy way?
You don't think anything's spicy.
That's not true.
This won't hit your level, but it's amazing.
That cheese curd is fantastic, as is the.
If anybody wants to do the pod, I need to send
While
somebody
we
a link right now.
Well, what's James doing?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could just go eat while James sits in. We can talk about Cliff Godwin getting in his feelings again about the transfer portal. Are you gonna go get James?
He's right there. He's got his jacket on.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, I'm discussing while I eat here.
a little bit.
Yeah, Joe's got to eat. So James, you got to sit down. You got to tell me.
Baseball.
I need you in East Carolina. I need you in ECU mode, dude. Also, first and foremost,
Can I hear you through these?
yeah, you should be able to hear me from this. Did you drink all the damn OG Light, dude?
No, I only had 2, I think, in my life.
Oh, only 2. Because
Yeah.
he's sitting here telling me, oh, I got cheese on my beard still. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. That's very embarrassing on my end. And we got more drinks too. Goodness gracious.
This?
The Bud Heavy in the mason jar. All right. Awesome.
That's awesome.
It's good stuff. So hold up. Your dad told me
Yeah.
that all the OG Light was consumed, and he had like a case of it.
We had a lot. Well, I had some friends that came over, my age, that were interested in
So
trying.
would you say that hit a sweet spot with how the Utes drink beer because y'all like beer flavored beer?
Yeah, I think the use, at least all my friends liked it. I didn't hear any bad reviews about it.
Okay.
I liked it.
So wait, are the Utes not drinking IPAs? Is that just like an old person thing now?
Oh my God, no. IPAs are disgusting.
What, you mean you don't want to lick tree bark and
No, God, no.
and then like bite into an orange?
Natty
you don't want to do that?
Light, Bush Light, Miller Light, all the name brands are what the use.
So if I was to make, I'm workshopping here because I have to talk to the younger demographic.
The Bapple. He
We're
wants
not-
us to make.
We're not making a Bapple.
How about an OG Light Lime?
Lime would be good. Lime would be good.
That's got potential.
We'll talk to Whit about it.
Okay.
Lime would be good. Apple.
Well, we'd have to call it OG Cerveza. So that's what we would have to do.
Perfect.
Okay. So y'all. So seriously, because this is what I find fascinating.
Peach would be good too.
Because Caleb, my older son, is not. I don't think he's going to be interested in beer at all, which is fine. So here's my question: when I was your age and there was no craft beer and there was anything, we thought we were fancy because we would go to the pub. So
Yeah.
like you had Hibernian
Yeah.
there in the warehouse. No, not in off of Glenwood South. Hibernian was a big one, and then you had Rera, which no longer exists.
Okay,
I think
never heard of
that's been a couple different places. I think it was at Clouds Brewing last time I checked. I don't even think it's at Clouds Brewing anymore. Anyway, so like for me to get quote unquote fancy beer, craft beer,
Yeah.
it was like Bass, it was Guinness.
Oh, Guinness.
Yeah, it was like Newcastle. Like that was the high level, and then the craft beer boom happens, and everybody's rushing to have IPAs. But that's completely skipped you.
Yeah, I don't know anybody my age that drinks IPAs. I personally think they're disgusting, but and I mean Guinness is honestly kind of stretching it too, but I don't know anybody that drinks a Guinness my age.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you go to like Ireland, maybe I guess to have one just because you're there. But
So all right, cool. Because that was the other thing too. Because when I was at State, it was Red Dog, which I don't even know if it exists anymore, and then Ice House was the big deal because it was 5.5%.
I've never heard of either of those.
You've never heard of Ice House?
No. I never heard either of those. I mean, like the new thing these days are like twisted teas, beat boxes.
Yeah, I don't get the twisties, dude.
I used to be a big fan of the twist, like the Twisted Teas in the summertime. Like they used to have like what are those? The bomb pop flavors, like the popsicles.
Oh yeah.
Those were actually pretty good. But yeah, those are like the big thing for.
I'm learning a lot from James today.
But
So
I personally like.
yeah, you're locked in. You're locked into the food.
I got a Boston cream something. Dessert. Yeah, well, I had lunch earlier, so.
I mean, where does it go? You did not get your dad's metabolism. So
no, I did not.
Bless.
Hopefully, it's probably gonna crash soon. So.
No, I was gonna say because Caleb's in the same boat. Either you, because when I was your age, man, it didn't matter. I was putting on weight straight up.
I mean, I'm coming up on. I'm 20 now, so.
Yeah, I know.
25, it'll.
No, it won't.
Sink.
It won't. You're gonna be like my guy Russ, who was in the same boat. Russ is the same boat. Russell Love Muscle's in the same boat. He can eat whatever, and it doesn't really affect him. All right, so real quick before your dad sits back down. Is Cliff Godwin ever going to get over transfer portal?
No, he tweeted this morning.
He's like still mad about stuff, and I'm sure he was still upset about what happened with Elliott David last year, or the year before that.
Yeah, well, he started the year super mad in the press conference to start the year. I was there. He was like talking about.
Let me rephrase. Let me restart. Is Cliff Godwin ever in a good mood?
No.
Okay. I think that's the base level.
Well, he'll be in a good mood if they win, but he's always got some reason why he's not happy. Like it's never like sunshine and rainbows. Yes.
I mean, he's a classic red ass baseball guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it goes. He's always coming from a place of grumpiness. But in all seriousness, I get where Godwin's coming from because when you see what the SEC is working with, and to a certain extent what the ACC is working with, when you're a smaller school like ECU who gives a shit about baseball, you're going to get mad.
Yeah.
When guys start leaving. So I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, no, and the thing is with the story with this morning that I heard was that it was two SEC teams that are still in the tournament that were calling players on ECU that weren't in the portal. So I think that's where Cliff was mad about. So two SEC teams that are still playing and have baseball to worry about are calling players that aren't in the portal.
But isn't that the game?
I mean, that's the game, but that's just I don't know. You call that foul play. I don't know what you call that.
That's a foul ball.
Yeah.
That's if you're going to go full punt on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. On one hand, I do feel for Cliff Godwin. I feel for ECU in the situation that they're in. But at the same time, it's like it's 2025, man. That's just the game the way it is right now.
I've been saying that. It's time to adapt. Kind of reminds me of Dabo Swinney. But Dabo Swinney's kind of adapting too.
A little bit.
But I think he'll come around. I think he'll get over this. Either they're going to get over it or he's just going to quit. I think not quit, but retire.
Well, if that's the case, what do you got, Joe?
Isn't it wild that you went to a regional baseball tournament and Cliff was like the third least rational coach there? Like there was two other guys like completely totally unhinged. The Florida guy was
Florida coach was
on a different level.
I would think the coastal coach was more of he was just more putting a Florida coach
in his place.
Yeah. Okay.
The Florida guy was that guy was a piece of work, but
I just enjoyed the pirate radio getting in on the storyline when it came to O'Sullivan and all that kind of stuff. But hey, man, I was sleeping on the baseball unhingedness. I thought we were, worried about coaches going off, football coaches going off, or basketball coaches going off. Little did I know.
Yeah.
Oh, what the NBA takes? Yeah. Well, okay. This is actually what I jotted down before we move on to some other stuff. Before we get to my favorite segment. Your dad's in the bathroom and he's sending me reels. That is my favorite segment. I'm glad he's thinking of me while he's in the office. I had jotted this down, and there were two stories that I read that I thought were interesting. One was in the Washington Post by Jerry Brewer on the face of the league in the NBA is no longer a thing, and the Utes don't seem to care about that.
No.
And there's also one story that I read in Defector about how sports has lost a cool factor. Like there's nobody cool out there.
In all sports?
Well, I would argue that at 46, I don't know what's cool.
Yeah.
At 20, you know what's cool.
Yeah.
That's what cool is supposed to be. 46-year-olds are not supposed to know what cool is. 50-year-olds are not supposed to know what cool is. 20-year-olds know what cool is, and you keep it that way. And we're also, getting away from millennial cringe as well. You're not a millennial, so you deal on a different thing. Specifically to the face of the NBA thing, and I think this ties into the coolness factor of this. I think you guys, your generation, can see through marketing better than we could. Mm-hmm. So when people talk about face of the league, what you're talking about is you need Nike, Gatorade, and other corporate champions, if you will, to tell you who's cool.
Yeah.
Not that Michael Jordan wasn't. It's just that he was also a marketing creation by at the time, a shoe company that was running the hottest as ever was.
Yeah.
Same with Gatorade as well. Just do it, be like Mike, all that kind of stuff. All that's marketing.
Yeah.
And, our generation was very susceptible to marketing at that time.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are not.
Yeah.
So then that comes through to what cuts through in that. Like, so who's the cool NBA player? Who's the guy that you got to go, man, I got to watch that guy?
Right now, at least for me, and I think a lot of people my age, it's probably Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
I think but you said something about Nike and Gatorade. I feel like people my age don't really care if people are.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, because I was listening to, I forgot what I was listening to. No, it was Bomani with Trayvon Edwards, their most recent episode, and they were talking about players needing to drop a shoe. And I'm thinking to myself, like, does that even matter anymore?
I mean, I don't know any player. Like, I used to know, like, LeBron's, KD's, like those. I mean, they're still in the league, but those are older players. I don't know what player, like younger players, have shoes. And I personally used to care about, like, what LeBrons were coming out, what Steph Curry's were coming out, Kyrie Irving's, all those kind of players. But right now, I don't know who has a shoe, and I don't think a lot of people my age, even like you said, even care.
Do they care?
No, I don't.
So then, what do you care about? You care about authenticity? Who's coming across authentic?
I think it's authenticity. I think Anthony Edwards standing at the scores table, telling Lakers fans that his thing is bigger than everybody else's. And
right.
$300 million in the bank. I think that is cool.
And walking the streets.
Yes, I think that is cool.
Like, that's badass.
Yes.
I could see why you gravitate towards that.
Yes.
But of course, my generation could be like, whoa, what have you accomplished?
Yeah.
Yet? And they're going to come after that guy.
Well, he's been to the Western Conference Finals twice. I think Anthony Edwards is really cool. I also think since he's American born, like I think with Jokic and like Luka, I mean, like they're all great
Shea
players.
Gilgeous-Alexander as well.
Yeah. I think Anthony Edwards also being born in America has another level to it.
That still matters.
Yeah, I think that matters too. I mean, I don't think it matters like as much, but I definitely think it's more like, I don't want to say like relatable, but like I can't relate to like Nicole Jokic being. It's also relatability. I think a lot of people
You don't want to go home to your horses?
No, I don't. I mean, like I'm also not 7 foot and.
There's that too. Well, I mean, see, that makes sense to me on the Steph Curry level, right? Where Steph became relatable because not everybody can dunk, but everybody can chuck up a three.
Yeah, exactly. That's relatability. And Anthony Edwards, I mean, he's become a shooter. He's kind of got the shooting and the dunking, I'd say, because just sort of like the athleticism.
Yeah.
But I think Anthony Edwards is going to be. I think he'll be considered the next league, but also requires LeBron, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant, getting out of the way.
Dude, they don't want to get out of the way. That's the thing.
That's another part of it.
LeBron, I just don't know when LeBron is going to get out of the way.
It might be his last year next year.
I mean, Father Time ultimately is undefeated.
I don't know if he might be the only one beating it right now.
I don't know about that, man. He's already talking about taking an entire month off.
Yeah.
He wants to take an entire month off before the playoffs start. Well, you also are in a situation where your team might not make the playoffs if you take a month off.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's all sorts of factors with that as well.
You didn't get into the best part of the whole day for James. Right?
What's that?
You'd be so proud of him. Ask him where he got this jacket.
Yeah, I noticed that was a throwback, an actual Russell athletic windbreaker.
There's some like this new vintage clothing store opened in Greenville, and I got it on the opening day.
Oh,
it's like $25.
That was only $25?
Yeah,
dude. Whoever that vintage store is should open up downtown Raleigh because that jacket ain't going for $25 in downtown Raleigh.
It was like downtown Greenville. It just opened up.
I was gonna say Brendan could probably tell you what that would go for in downtown Raleigh. That's easily a $100 windbreaker in downtown Raleigh.
Yeah, yes. I like it. It's super comfortable. I wish I had a hood, but I like it.
I don't know if that's the style. All right, you got Indiana or you got
OKC in 5 games.
In 5?
Yeah.
He knows I have OKC in 6.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, I didn't know that, but I just think 5 games is. And Florida, I think Florida wins in 6. I know they lost last night, but I think Florida wins.
No, I don't know, man.
I think Florida wins.
No, I think Edmonton's on that redemption thing. They haven't forgotten last year.
They could be.
I think that's why they ultimately pulled it off in overtime last night. They're like, nope, we're not letting this thing happen. What's that?
Play the clip.
Yeah, I don't have McDavid. I have to ingest that clip.
From last year.
I got to ingest that clip at some point.
Are you back on?
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Thank you, James. It was good catching up. It was good seeing you. It's funny because I keep forgetting James is like a grown ass adult now.
Yeah.
I still think of James as little kid.
Sneaking up at the Raleigh Times.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let me narrate a little bit while you do this because hand me that menu.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
Grab this Thai curry thing first because it just has a really, really, really good flavor.
Okay.
All right, this is the Thai curry crepe. Thai coconut and peanut curry, bell pepper, onion, bok choy, crispy crepe strings, grilled chicken or shrimp. That is obviously the chicken in there.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor in that is just phenomenal. So again, we get contacted by Hannah and we get, hey, Simply Crepes. And I'm sitting here thinking, how many crepes can you possibly make to make a restaurant? I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, these people, they are either smarter than me or this thing is in trouble.
Well, the answer typically is they're smarter than
But
you.
they're way smarter than me.
Yeah.
Because you come in this place and you're thinking, oh, well, maybe I'll just have a coffee. And then you point out to me, they have alcoholic beverages. Okay, that's a twist, right? That's dinner, Joe.
Yeah.
That's dinner. That's amazing.
I was not expecting the smokiness.
No.
That was good.
That's and I love a Thai.
Mm-hmm.
That you could just the peanut, it just carries it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's phenomenal. Now, this
I can't do shrimp.
okay,
I can't do shrimp, but
but what happened
at
here?
the level that I'm going with richness, it's going to
Okay,
be
too
a
much.
power through cruise situation.
But this with the okay, so this is the shrimp. These are Creole shrimp noodles. That's a crepe cut into a noodle.
was this the spice that you were worried about?
No, the shrimp has a little kick to it
All right, give
in
me
my world.
All right, I'll try the shrimp.
It's probably not in your world.
I'll power through.
Yes,
Sure.
you just have to have one. Again, that's a serious shrimp, though. That's not
Mhm.
like one of these. Let me go get a bag of frozen shrimp up the street at the grocery store and throw them into a crepe. That's a serious shrimp.
It's got a little spice on the back end.
Okay, see, that's the difference between me and you. You know
White
this.
people, man. White people.
I know. You know this. I know this. But what I'm getting at is there's a whole thing here that says main plates.
Yeah.
So if you want to come here in the afternoon, eat lunch, you can. You want to come here for dinner, you can come eat dinner. You want to come in the morning, have breakfast, have a coffee, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can have the strawberry crepe as well. So my hat is off to Nicole and the crew here because they're a heck of a lot smarter than I ever was.
Yeah, it's all fantastic. It's all great stuff. So you got OKC or
I have
Indiana.
OKC in 6 is the problem. That is the problem. Those were the odds. I got good odds on OKC in 6, so
Yeah.
I took it. I saw an opening, I saw a chance,
I guess
and I took it.
I guess the Thunder play such suffocating defense that nobody's
No,
going to give
no
Indiana a
love for the
chance.
Top Gun reference there. Okay,
No.
got it. Thank you.
So I guess
The
OKC.
two youths over here are like, what are you talking about?
You saw Top Gun Maverick, right? I mean, come on.
But it wasn't in that movie.
Fair point. Fair point.
You
I'm-
took it, and you broke a major rule of engagement.
Yeah. I'm assuming that it's because of the defense, the way that OKC plays defense. I mean, they suffocated Minnesota.
There are actual analytical stats that can tell you that Tyrese Halliburton is trash against Lou Dort, who is their stopper, who is
I
OKC's
see.
Dort.
I see.
Okay.
I see.
There's that. Now, the Halliburton shot against the Knicks goes down as an all-timer.
Of course.
And for those who believe in NC State being cursed,
Mhm.
I advance to you the Knicks. You got to go back to 71 for their title
the
again
Knicks.
now.
The Knicks are the Knicks are hilarious.
That shot, Joe.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, the Knicks.
how
are
does that
hilarious.
shot go in?
Yeah, I'm with you.
That was Chris Collins-esque at Reynolds Coliseum. That was like
I'm
that
with
was
you
it
on
was
that.
kissed by the stars.
I'm with you.
Now,
on that.
will that happen against OKC? Somehow, I doubt that.
Okay.
So
Okay. All right.
yes.
Let's.
that feels like dessert
Is that the Nutella banana?
and strawberry. Oh my gosh.
Okay. We're
Oh,
gonna.
did we get an update on our drinks?
I believe that's. I don't know what that is.
Hit me that thing. I'll discern.
All right. You do that.
Oh boy.
I was gonna set up the reels you sent me and the social media you sent me. So the creamsicle.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Jeez.
Get out of here.
Those are mocktails. So
Beauty.
they're both mocktails. Okay, gotcha.
Creamsicle. Oh man.
That's ridiculous.
And what was this one? The mule. Let me try the mule.
It's a mocktail, so you're fine. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to go to bed when it's all said and done.
It's actually delicious.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you on your computer? Can you see these things?
Yeah, I can see.
Because you sent me these things. So we
I
might as
know,
well-
and you don't like to set them up. You don't like to watch them, so we have to do this whole performative act. Like
It's not a performative act.
I know.
This is all
I know.
Let's
It's
save it.
authentic.
Let's save it for the show, and it's authentic. This might be a better effort than
Oh.
anything the A's have seen in the last 3 weeks.
I'm just gonna let you watch this one and go on the ride.
All right, I am not going to play the audio on this one. I'm all right. Before I have even watched this, I'm assuming this couple caught a baseball.
Okay, you're getting there.
The question is whether or not that baseball was caught with a hat or a beer or something. Let's see what happens. This couple looks like they're having a good time. She's drinking a tall boy. She's got a baseball in her hand. Oh, she's diving for it. Okay. Yeah, I can see why that's probably the best effort you've seen with the A's. Got the selfie and everything. I love that.
Yeah, the kick there was
give her a contract.
That was the tweet description. This is better effort by anyone on the A's for the past 3 weeks.
Give her a contract. All right, this is oh my gosh, must watch an American dream realized in 24 hours. Cole Young's major league debut, 11th inning. Cole Young steps to the plate.
You're gonna have to play the audio on this.
I'm gonna have to play the audio on this.
This is the romanticism.
And here we are for Cole Young in his major league debut. They want contact.
Really proud of what you've done, how far you come. Just take that to see.
What the hell did you send me?
Let it run. You'll enjoy
We got
it.
piano. Is Tom Rinaldi going to show up at any point?
The romanticism of baseball.
I mean, I'm hearing some freaking piano. Is Bob Costas going to tell you that this is why this is America?
90 feet.
See how
Golden rule.
Come on. So you're done. You're not playing anymore this game. You're going to go play for Seattle.
I see.
Did they call
up to the show? He got called up to the show.
By the way, is this Seth Jarvis cosplaying as a baseball
It
player?
kind of is, actually.
Congratulations. Hey.
Mom, I just got called up.
Making his major league debut, one of the top prospects in baseball, at the plate, the bottom of the 11th inning, a chance to win it for the Mariners.
Well, he's 21.
That's true.
Swinging a ground ball, bouncing softly to third, first base throw. Oh, not in time! It's a walk-off for the Mariners. Cole Young in his major league debut is showered with seeds and.
Oh man, Grantland Rice. Grantland Rice is going to rise from the grave and write 5,000 words on this. Amazing.
The walk-off fielder's choice.
If that's not baseball, dude, I don't know what is. Let's transition to the football side of things. Didn't get the vid, but Kenny Pickett just threaded a TD pass to Jerry Jeudy in the back of the end zone in 7-on-7 red zone work. Best throw I've seen from him during OTAs. After about a half dozen reps, Flacco took over in red zone drills with the first team.
I believe the kids say,
yes.
Joe, pictures or it doesn't count.
We did get video. We did get video. What do we have here in Browns camp with the Flacco with
Kenny
Pickett? Oh,
threaded Joe.
Oh man, Super Bowl's coming.
Give me the ticket.
That's what is Kenny Pickett one of 6 quarterbacks on the Browns
they just
QB room right now?
Johnny Manziel off the street as a homeless man.
Is that what happened?
To give him a second chance.
But I'm told the Browns have it all figured out. Speaking of, this was sent to us by one of our listeners. Somebody else was on the toilet sending me reels. I'm glad that y'all are getting in on this now, not just Joe Giglio. So we appreciate that. This is a CBS Sports original audio, Camp Cliches from Sports HQ.
Who's at a training camp where, get this, every single player has reported to camp in the best shape of their lives, something we haven't seen since, well, last year. More breaking news coming in. That rookie that we had high hopes for just dropped a pass during a drill. So I think we can definitively say his career over. Oh, and this just in about all those players in the best shape of their lives. They're reporting in bigger and stronger and yet somehow lighter and faster at the same time. More breaking news coming in. That guy who dropped the pass, well, he just made an insane grab and it's exploding on TikTok right now. I think this guy could be a Hall of Famer. A young QB is drawing rave reviews after going a perfect 11 for 11 in a scrimmage against the practice squad. I said practice twice. Oh, it's supposed to be that way. Oh, that's who the practice squad practices against. Okay. We have breaking news at a training camp.
That's accurate. That's well done.
Well done. I'm now mad at myself for not taking myself that serious to make fun of people who take themselves that serious.
It's that time of the year, man.
This is why I can't open a Simply Crepes. I just don't have that next level thought.
All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to go through our last bit of corporate champions here, and then we'll have the grand finale. With this strawberry, banana, and Nutella with ice cream. Great. Yeah. Goodness gracious, that looks fantastic. Big thanks to our friends at Keller Williams Commercial. Maybe you have been inspired by today's podcast and you want to open up your own kind of a place, your own retail space. Well, we have people who can help you out with finding the perfect space for this. It's our friends at Keller Williams Commercial. The Donnelly team, Brian and Julie, are going to help you out, whether it's opening up a coffee shop, whether it's opening up, I don't know, you want your own throwback vintage store where you can sell all the Russell Athletic ECU windbreakers.
That was a good find.
That's a very good find, especially for $25. You can do that with our friends at Keller Williams Commercial. So check them out, trianglenccommercial.com, or you can call directly at 919-616-8681. Big thanks to our friends at Longleaf Swine. I know the weather's kind of terrible right now, but it should be nice this weekend. They got a great outdoor space. They got OG Light, and they have a fantastic brunch. So check out our friends at Longleaf Swine. Yes, the barbecue is fantastic. It's what they do with the barbecue, though, that makes it next level, that elevates it beyond all those other barbecue places that you might want to check out. Longleaf Swine gets it done. So check them out at longleafswine.com. And, of course, our friends at Two Roosters. I want to take one of these crepes and put it with our flavor, Joe, that we got coming up in July at Two Roosters. Can we do like corporate synergy? That might work. We get these things together. It might play out that way. It's fantastic. So check out tworoosters.com for their rotating flavors every month. We will have our official podcast flavor next month in July.
Never let it be said I don't promote the competition. Two Roosters has 3 locations out of that soccer tournament.
They do.
Cary.
That's not competition. There's just an event. It's no.
A certain family benefits from that.
Oh, whatever. Go see Pat McAfee. Tell him we said what's up. And while you're there, like our like one of our listeners, Tanya, wear the OG hat. Rep the OG while you're there. That's the best way to do it. Tanya understood the assignment, right? She had the OG hat on. She saw Pat McAfee. She took a selfie. She put it on social media. Perfect. So we're going to promote that. So big thanks to Two Roosters for being a corporate champion. And again, go to tworoosters.com so you can find out the flavors of the month and start preparing for next month when we have the official OG flavor. Hint, a lot of peanut butter. Big thanks to Nature's Relief for sponsoring the OG Sports Phone. You can check them out at naturesreliefhempstore.com. I might suggest that you go to Nature's Relief, take a couple of gummies, get a ride over here.
If you hit Nature's Relief
on the way here, I'm just saying you might unlock new levels. You might order everything.
You can't handle that.
You might order everything on the menu. You might order everything on the menu if you go to Nature's Relief. I'm just saying. We will get into the OG Sports Phone and some other matters on the mailbag tomorrow, which is brought to you by the Butcher's Market. So by all means, send your OG mailbag questions in to the oggoesdigital@gmail.com or call the Sports Phone at 919-444-2211.
919-444-2211. Call the OG Sports Phone and curse or don't.
And of course, if you do that, we get an opportunity to use this. Nicole says, challenge accepted with the Nature's Relief Simply Crepes crossover event.
No, you owe us. That's not a challenge.
That is
us.
So a 15 milligram gummy and then Simply Crepes about an hour later. Yeah, I'd say that's
about 45 minutes.
For me, it's about an hour. But yeah, that sounds like it actually would work out. So challenge accepted. We'll make that happen. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up.
Do you know?
I need to close it on this.
Do you know what's amazing?
Yes.
I just promoted all these other items.
Yeah.
Do you know what the fastball is?
Is it this?
Holy smokes.
Well, I mean, this is like the classic, is it not?
I know, but look, you can't call yourself Simply Crepes and then not have a good crepe.
I want to make sure I don't get this stuff on the equipment.
That's fine.
No,
The equipment will enjoy the bath.
No, it would not be fine because then I would tell you, hey man, don't be shocked by the charge on the OG corporate card.
That's fair, but it might be worth it just so the equipment can enjoy the delicious crepe because we just had 9 million things, and that's look, you're allowed to use a knife, sir. Caveman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the crepe itself. Preposterous. Yes. Okay. We did. Our work here is done. Drop the mic.
That's good.
Fantastic.
With the ice cream and the strawberries and the whipped cream.
Yeah.
This is all fresh, dude.
Yes.
This is fantastic.
Not a joke. Not a drill. Not a joke.
Anyway, big thanks to Simply Crepes for having us out here. Drop on by the new location here in Oberlin Road. Of course, there's Lafayette Village location. And I'll be honest, I've been to Lafayette Village. That Provence, same place.
Yeah.
If you ask corporate to show me the differences between Lafayette and the actual Provence, it's the same thing.
Can't.
Mm-mm.
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Right here on the OG. Come get the hash browns as well. That will be my in June, just so you know. That'll be. Yeah. But the hash browns, Joe. The hash browns.
Yeah, Bull City. Sharing food. Y'all are brave men. Joe and I have shared hotel rooms. Trust me.
We made it through COVID in a studio together where we were the only two people who came in contact with each other in a closed space. So
for an extended period of time on top of shared hotel rooms.
Yep.
Trust me. Sharing crepes, really not that big of a deal. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody for listening, watching. Throw us a like on the YouTube. Give us the 5 stars on your favorite podcast platform. We'll be back tomorrow for an OG mailbag.